Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning with Cora and Eddie. Yeah, we don't have any grandkids. You know, they haven't got husbands yet, but we got the grand dog, so she's going to join me for a little while, you know. Don't you know? Yeah. Just ignore her a little bit, you know. She gets a little feisty. Well, it's a beautiful day in North Dakota again, don't you know? I love it. They call it the dog days of summer. Right, Daddy? The dog days. I have no idea what that means. You know, when you think about it, I feel so sorry for those foreigners who have to learn the language we use in the United States and especially North Dakota, don't you know? Yeah, like dog days of summer. I mean, I figured that one out, yeah. And, you know, I grew up and we would say the picture was hanging on the wall, a little kitty wampus. Yeah. And oh, if you were excited, you would say, "Oh, crime in Italy." Yeah, well, what do those things mean? I tell ya, we just use them, and I got ufta and maida and yaden and all and millions of them that we just say automatically. Yeah. Well, it got me in just a little bit of trouble. So I'll tell you the story. Just a minute. I gotta get the little folders here. That is so good. I got myself a new drip pot. Oh, works so good. I love it. Love it. Found it at the rummage sale. Anyway. Back to church. Well, I went to church, you know, an early morning mass in the weekday, you know, don't you know? And afterwards, I was talking to the priest, you know, and we were talking about something, and I couldn't remember the name of it, you know. And you know how you call it a whatchamacallit or a thingamajig, you know? Well, when I grew up, my mama used this word, and her mama used this word, and her mama probably used this word too. When you didn't know what something was, you would call it a hoochie banger. So I called it a hoochie banger. And the priest looked at me and said, "Cora, what did you say?" And I said, "That hoochie banger there." And he says, "Cora, why did you say that word?" Well, I told him I said it because I can't remember what it's really called, so I call it a hoochie banger. He said, "Cora, do you know what that word means?" I said, "Of course, I don't know the real word, so I use hoochie banger. Figure it out. It doesn't take a rocket scientist." He said, "No, Cora, take that word and divide it into 2, and then we'll see what you think." So I said, okay, I'll do that, just to keep him quiet. So I took the word, I divided it into 2. First I said hoochie. I think I'm getting the drift here. And then I said banger. Oh! I said that word in church. Hoochie. Banger. I had to go to confession twice that day. Bye, Addie. Yeah, don't you know, that is just a funny word. Well, you know, I was visiting with a good friend of mine from Cooperstown, North Dakota, and she just became grandma. And you know, it must be so exciting to be grandma. Yeah, the only trouble was that this little tyke, you know, he was supposed to be born in October, and he's a month old now. Yeah, he weighs a little over 2 pounds. They put a little big pen by him, and the big pen looked big. Yeah, so he needs lots of help. He's got a big fight ahead of him. And I started thinking, how could I help that little one, that little ragamuffin? There we go with the words again. Well, I started thinking, I am Cora Anderson. And I am famous and popular. So I put my mind to work. I figured it out. We're gonna send up 1,000,000 prayers for that little Michael. Michael Nathan, yeah, that's his name, and he's gonna have a big fight ahead of him, you betcha. So I figured if I would say a prayer, and I'd send this on to you, and then you say a prayer, and then push the little share button and share it with someone else, and they say a prayer, and so on and so on and so on. I figure we could get 1,000,000 prayers just like that, don't you know? And I like to see God ignore 1,000,000 prayers going up for this little buckaroo. Yes, sirree, Bob. And the reason I want to do this is I want that family, to have the joys of when that little guy learns to crawl and he's in eating the dog food, don't you know? Or when he's finally getting around and they find him playing in the litter box, Or, when he finally figures out how to walk and he opens the refrigerator door and the next thing you know, you have a dozen eggs scrambled on the floor. I want to have him have the joys that first time he falls off the couch and onto the coffee table and needs 3 stitches right up here by the old eyebrow. I want him to enjoy all the scraped knees that trying to ride on the 2-wheeler bike will bring. And I want him to have the joy of grade school when he comes home and says, Mom, remember we got the music program in an hour and I forgot. I need 24 bars for lunch afterwards. And I want them to know about teaching them how to drive. Yes, that's so much fun. And I want them to know about all the frogs and the salamanders and bugs that he'll put in the house. All those good things. And I want them to have the joy of when he starts to date girls. All these wonderful things I want them to experience. Yes, don't you know? So, I want you to get your prayers ready to go because it is very important. Now, I was reading in the local paper here, and they're having a benefit for him. So, they're having a barbecue benefit today, Saturday, August 4th, good day. It's in the afternoon from 4 o'clock to 8 p.m., a nice barbecue. And it's at the Northwood City Park in Northwood, North Dakota, don't you know? And they said something, they have a motorcycle ride too, but, I don't do that. I got a pedal one, a 2-wheel pedal one, but I don't think I'm going to take part of that. I don't think I want to do that, keep up. But, you can check that out if you want. And then it says here, if you want to donate, that you can get a hold of the Citizen State Banks in Cooperstown, Findlay, and Northwood. So if you're in those towns, stop in the bank and Give them a little cash. It's gonna need a lot. Those hospital stays, they're terrible. Just terrible. They charge you to go to the bathroom there, I swear. Yeah. So, well, I want you to get that finger ready, you know. Go say that prayer, watch the video, and then push that share button. And let's get 1,000,000 prayers. So, until next week, have a good Saturday. I'm going to go right now and get on my knees and send up a couple dozen prayers myself. So, get busy and let's make it 1,000,000. See you next week. Bye. Good stuff, yeah. Oh, hi, Addie. We'll get some Addie prayers too.